Today, we're going to be taking a look at the NUX MG-300. What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Taylor, and I do all sorts of guitar related stuff like this on my channel.
Oh, hell no!
If that's something you enjoy, make sure to subscribe and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my uploads. This is something that a lot of you kept requesting to see on my channel, the NUX MG-300. So I reached out to NUX to see if they would be willing to send one out for me to review on the channel for you guys, and since there was so much interest from you, they agreed. So to all of you that leave me comments asking me to review gear, your interest in this piece of gear is essentially what got it on the channel. So thank you very much. Okay, so let's open this guy up here. That's a bright red box. There it is. Oh, an instruction manual. Power adapter. Here it is. Oh, wow. Okay. This guy out here. Whoa, very cool. Okay, so the entire housing on this unit is metal. It is a little bit thin, but it feels like really solid and sturdy. The expression pedal has a lot of tension. Especially for these smaller modelers, the expression pedal usually feels just like a toy and it doesn't really feel useful in a lot of ways. This expression pedal actually feels like it's very usable. And it's a pretty decent sized expression pedal too, and it has a nice rubber grip on the top of it. The knobs are plastic, but they still feel really quality. Ooh, these are interesting foot switches. So the foot switches on this guy are not your run-of-the-mill foot switches. It'll be interesting to see how these work. As I've mentioned before on the channel, a lot of my background is in logistics, and I'm always interested in looking at products to see where the cost savings went in because they're trying to hit a very specific price point here. I think it's $150. I'll put it up on the screen because I might be wrong on that, but I know they're trying to hit a really low price point to compete with stuff like the GE150, but so far I think this thing feels pretty good. Let's just go through all the stuff here. So on the front of the unit, you have two foot switches, one for the loop and one for the drum start-stop. They can both be pressed at the same time to access the tuner, and they also have the functionality of being able to record, play, dub, stop, and clear your looper. Then you have a selection knob, a gain knob, a level knob, and a master knob. You have two buttons for switching in between the different modules. You have a jam button, a tap button, a pedal button, a mode button, a save button, and an edit exit button. On the back of the unit, you have a 1/4 inch input, and then you have a 1/4 inch output, which says phones underneath it. So my guess is this is a 1/4 inch stereo output. You also have a 3.5mm auxiliary in, as well as a USB connector. Okay, so I'm very curious to see how this thing sounds and how easy it is to navigate and use. I'm actually just gonna set this up and use it the way it was intended as a floor unit and maybe try and assign some parameters to the expression pedal, and we'll just see how easy it is to edit and set up a patch. All right, with all that said, let's get started. Hey everybody, what's up? So I have my NUX MG-300 hooked up to my computer here. So I shot the playthrough right after unboxing the NUX, and I hadn't updated anything, and there were a few issues with it. I also had an issue with the expression pedal, and nowhere in the manual that was included with the NUX MG-300 did it show how to calibrate the expression pedal, so I just assumed it couldn't be calibrated. So long story short, I reached out to NUX and told them, yeah, I shot the video, but I had these few issues, and he asked me if I did an update because they fixed those issues with the update. So if you end up buying a NUX MG-300, just make sure the first thing you do after you unbox it is update it. So if you go to nuxefx.com/mg-300.html, that's where the download is. Okay, so anyways, you're gonna scroll down here to the bottom, and then down here under the bottom, under support, there's the user manual and the firmware updates, as well as the software for this. So I've already downloaded these, but you're gonna wanna grab this user manual. And you may ask yourself, why would I wanna grab a user manual? Didn't it come with one? Well, it did, but this user manual is different because if you go to page 7, they tell you how to calibrate the expression pedal, which was not included in the original user manual that shipped with the product. So I feel like that's really important information that you guys should know. So now that this is all downloaded, I'm gonna try and see if I can calibrate the expression pedal. Here's the app. The app's really clean. I really like the app a lot. You can tell they put, some time into their user interface because it looks really good. So we have the app open. I need a guitar. Okay, so hold the edit and save buttons here. Set the pedal to minimum and press down. There we go. Max, and then press up. Let's see if I can get the pedal in the shot here as well. The pedal appears to be calibrated correctly, so that's pretty awesome. I'm glad that they released this update. So you right click here when you want to add an effect, and let's add the pitch bender. Not exactly the way I would expect it to work, but it does work. Okay, so I'm really glad to see these improvements were made, and I wanted to include this in my video because when I did my playthrough, a lot of this stuff was missing, and you know, I just thought it was only fair since they did release an update, and I just didn't connect it to my PC and update it first thing. So, if you buy an MG-300, make sure the first thing you do is update it. What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm plugged into the NUX MG-300, and we're gonna set up a patch real quick. But first, let's test the tuner because I need to tune. Oh wow, it's pretty responsive. I mean, it's not like I anticipated it being not responsive or something, but it's just nice that it works well. I like how everything turns blue when you're in tune, instead of like green for go, you know what I mean? It's almost as if NUX was like, screw conventional norms, we're gonna go with our own color. And obviously, I like blue, because it's blue back there. So we're gonna go to preset 2A and we will dial in our own patch here. Exciting. So I'm gonna go in here, I'm going to hit edit, and that brings up our little edit panel here, and these group module buttons will move to the different blocks that are down here. One of the things that I really enjoy about this and that I think is really cool are the graphics here. I mean, it's just got these really like nice graphics for such an inexpensive floor modeler with such a tiny little screen. Move select all the way over. We're just gonna bypass that one for now. We're gonna bypass the EQ for now. And we're gonna bypass the reverb for now. And we're just going to worry about dialing in the amp. Here are the different amps that we have here. The names are right here and they're a little bit difficult to read, but you have to get really close to read them. So let me just take you through all the different amps that we have. We have a Jazz Clean, we have a Deluxe Reverb, Bassmate, Bassman, Tweed, Twin Reverb, High Wire, that's probably a high watt, Cali Crunch, Class A15, Class A30, 100 watt Plexi, Plexi 45, JCM 800, 1987X 50 watt. Looks like some sort of Marshall according to the picture. Soldano Slow 100. They don't even care, it just says Soldano right there on the cabinet. Fireman, a Friedman? Looks like a Friedman. This one says Mesa on the cabinet. It's dual rectifier. Again, they're not trying to hide anything here. Diesel. You can kind of see the Diesel logo on the cabinet. That's pretty cool. Vibro King. Buddha. Mr. Z. Super Reverb. Brit Blues. Match D30. This is a JCM 2000. Uber High Gains. 𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗲, probably. And that's it. We're actually going to go with this 𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗲. Let's set the gain at about half. I mean, this is kind of typically how I would set up my 𝗵𝗲𝗹, so we'll just start from here and see how it sounds. And then if you go all the way over, you have the cab section. Right now we have a dynamic SM57 on it. We can change that. You can use the select knob here to change the cabinet. Let's go with a rectifier 4x12. Not a ton of mic options here. You have an E906, SM57, U87, C414. Let's try a U87. And then this knob here moves the position. Let's just try it right there and see what happens. It sounds really awesome. The output is just very quiet though, and I'm not sure why that is, if it's the settings on here or if it just naturally has a quiet output. Okay, so right off the bat, it sounds pretty good, especially for something that is so inexpensive. And like I said before, you know, the housing is pretty decent. The screen and the graphics and the UI are really, really cool. So the fact that it also sounds good is pretty awesome. Let's go in here and put in a noise gate. And there's literally only one noise gate here. Then you just have your threshold and your decay. So the noise gate works as it should. Let's go in here and throw in a boost. So these are the different boosts we have. We have a distortion, an RC boost. They say the name's right here. You can also kind of see it on the pedal here a little bit. An AC boost, distortion 1, it's probably a DS1, tube screamer, blues drive, morning drive, modern distortion, that looks like a rat. It's probably a rat. Red distortion, crunch, muff, and pitch bender, which is kind of weird that that's with all these boosts, but I guess it is an EFX column. Interesting. Let's try this morning drive here. And we'll set this up for boost mode. All right, I really like that boost. Just for shits and giggles though, let's throw a tube screamer on it. Again, we'll do the same thing here. Bring this about there. It doesn't sound exactly like a Bogner Uberschall going through a rectifier cab, but it does sound good. I just don't think it quite replicates the amp that it is trying to copy, so... But that's okay, and for, you know, $150, I think this is pretty cool so far. Okay, let's throw some effects in here and get a lead tone. Okay, we're gonna go over here, and let's just look through the different mods that they have. CE1, it's a chorus, a classic chorus, a stereo chorus, vibrato, a detune, flange, phaser, another chorus, a vibrato, tremolo, rotary, and a harmony. Pretty neat. Okay, let's try something here. We're gonna go with the harmony. You only have minor and major keys. I'm just gonna go 100% mix on this guy here. Okay, so it pitch shifts, and to be honest with you, while it's not the best pitch shifter that I've ever heard, for something in this price range, it sounds really good. Let's go back over here. We're going to go into the delay, see what different delays they have. So there is an analog delay, a digital delay, modular delay, tape echo, and reverse pan. So presumably what you can do is plug a TRS cable into this and then plug in something that will accept a stereo TRS cable, and you can actually have stereo delays. I don't have any inputs on my interface that will accept a TRS connection, so unfortunately I can't demo that, but that's how that works. Let's go with the tape echo here. Turn the time, something like that. So you can change the position to pre or post. We're going to go with post. Okay, again, really not bad. I'm pretty impressed with the sound quality of this thing so far. Let's throw a reverb on here to complete our lead tone. Okay, and then we have a room reverb, we have a hall reverb, we have a plate reverb, a spring, and that's it. So no crazy atmospheric reverbs in here. You just have some pretty basic reverbs, but you probably get a lot done with these. Let's try the hall reverb. right, so I'm really super impressed with the sound quality of this. Let's just go through some of those other effects blocks real quick so that way you can see what else is included. So in the EQ block here, you just have this one EQ. It turns on and off, and it's just a 6-band EQ with some pretty common EQ bands for guitar. It would have been really nice to have a high shelf here that you could taper off. That way you could get rid of some of the high-end fizz, but to be honest with you, I'm not really hearing a lot of that from this unit, so maybe that's not as important. The only other one I didn't go through is the compression block. So you have a red compression, and that's it. Okay, so you just have one compression here, and output and sensitivity, so pretty basic. So I'm gonna go into jam mode here. Here are the different volumes for your drum machine and your looper. You can tap to increase the tempo, and here's what it sounds like. Okay, let's go to metal. Okay, kind of silly. And then in jam mode here, this is where your looper is. So if I wanted to loop something here. And then you just hold that thing down to clear it. The last thing I'll go over here, and this is kind of cool, if you go into mode, you can actually control the low, the mid, and high, so you have sort of like a global EQ going on there. And then you can change the different modes here, so you have a combo front, combo rear, stack rear. But I'm just going studio direct mode since that's the way I am recording this. And then something else that I think is really cool is if you go in here, if you hold down the edit button here, it will actually go into pedal mode and it'll just show you the pedals that you have actively engaged. All right, what do you guys think of the NUX MG-300? Let me know down in the comments below. I will definitely be shooting this out with some of the other budget floor modelers that I have in the very near future, so keep an eye out for that video. Thank you so much to my patrons for all of your continued support, and if you would like to join my Patreon, there's a link in the description below. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.